You're sitting at your kitchen table, looking over your annual brokerage statement. You've done everything right. You've worked hard for 30 years, maxed out your contributions, and invested in safe, diversified mutual funds. You see that your portfolio grew this year, and for a moment, you feel a sense of accomplishment. But then you turn the page to the tax section, and that's when the confusion sets in. You see a massive bill for capital gains distributions. You haven't sold a single share of your fund. You haven't cashed out a dime. Yet the IRS is demanding thousands of dollars in taxes on money you haven't actually touched. If this sounds familiar, you aren't alone. In fact, you've just been introduced to the invisible thief of the investing world. It's called tax drag, and for the average American investor, it is a silent, compounding catastrophe that can siphon away hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. We've been told for decades that mutual funds are the gold standard for long-term wealth, but there is a structural flaw buried deep in their plumbing that is costing you a fortune. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on why your mutual fund might be a tax-ticking time bomb and why the move to ETFs isn't just a trend, it's a survival strategy for your retirement. Let's be honest. When we talk about the cost of investing, most of us look at the expense ratio. We look for that 0.1% or 0.5% management fee. But here's the kicker. The hidden tax drag can be 2, 3, or even 5 times more expensive than the management fee itself. We're talking about an invisible fee that the IRS collects every year, whether you like it or not. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly how to stop this leak, how to read the warning signs in your portfolio, and how to use the same structural secrets that the big institutions use to keep their wealth away from the taxman. The plumbing problem, the cash liquidity curse. To understand why you're paying taxes on money you haven't spent, we have to look at the plumbing of how these investments actually work. Imagine you're at a nice restaurant with a group of friends. You order a simple salad and a glass of water. But when the check comes, the waiter tells you that because the guy at the end of the table ordered the lobster and 3 bottles of expensive wine, everyone has to split the bill equally. You'd be furious, right? Well, that is exactly how a mutual fund works. When you buy a mutual fund, you're entering into a socialized tax environment. Under federal law, specifically Subchapter M of the Internal Revenue Code, mutual funds are required to distribute nearly all of their realized capital gains to shareholders every year. If a large investor in your mutual fund decides they want to sell their shares and exit the fund manager has to come up with the cash to pay them. To get that cash, the manager often has to sell stocks inside the fund, stocks that may have been sitting there growing for 10 or 20 years. When those stocks are sold, it triggers a capital gain. But the IRS doesn't just tax the person who left the fund. No, they tax everyone who stayed. Even if you didn't sell a single share, and even if you've only owned the fund for a month, you are handed a bill for the lobster someone else ate. This is what we call the cash liquidity curse. It creates an environment where you are constantly penalized for the behavior of other investors. Now, compare that to an exchange-traded fund, or ETF. ETFs use a completely different mechanism called in-kind redemptions. When a big investor wants out of an ETF, the fund manager doesn't sell stocks for cash. Instead, they essentially trade boxes. They hand the departing investor a basket of the actual stocks in exchange for their ETF shares. Because no cash changed hands and no stocks were sold on the open market, no tax is triggered. It's like being at that same restaurant, but this time, you only pay for exactly what you ate. This structural shield is why ETFs often have a tax cost ratio that is 80% to 90% lower than a comparable mutual fund. The 2021 Vanguard Scandal, a warning for retirees. If you think this is just a theoretical problem for the super wealthy, let's look at what happened in 2021 with one of the biggest names in the industry, Vanguard. This is a story that every investor over 45 needs to hear because it was a perfect storm of bad plumbing and even worse timing. Vanguard has a series of target retirement funds. These are the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it investments used by millions of regular people to save for the future. In 2021, Vanguard decided to lower the minimum investment for its institutional version of these funds. This was great for big companies, but it caused a mass exodus. Huge pension plans and 401k providers started moving their money out of the retail funds into the cheaper institutional ones. Because of that socialized tax structure we talked about, the retail mutual funds had to sell off massive amounts of stock to pay out those departing big players. The result? A tax disaster for the everyday investors who stayed behind. Some of these funds distributed capital gains worth 15% of the total fund value. Think about that for a second. If you had $500,000 in one of those funds in a taxable brokerage account, you suddenly received a distribution of $75,000. You didn't ask for it, you didn't need it, and you probably reinvested it right back into the fund. But the IRS didn't care. They saw $75,000 in income. For many investors, this resulted in a tax bill of $15,000 to $20,000 that they had to pay out of pocket. People were forced to sell parts of their portfolio just to pay the taxes on money they never actually made. This led to a massive class action lawsuit and a $106 million settlement. But the damage to those retirees' long-term compounding was already done. The safe fund had become a predator. The mathematics of wealth destruction. This brings us to the real cost of this tax drag, the mathematics of wealth destruction. When we talk about a 1% or 2% tax drag, it doesn't sound like much. We're used to seeing small percentages in finance. But when you apply that to the magic of compound interest, the numbers become terrifying. Let's look at two hypothetical investors, John and Mary. Both start with a $500,000 portfolio at age 45. They both earn a 7% annual return before taxes and fees. John stays in traditional actively managed mutual funds with a typical 1.2% annual tax drag. Mary switches to a tax-efficient ETF strategy with a negligible 0.1% tax drag. Fast forward 30 years to when they are 75. Because Mary's money wasn't being siphoned off by the IRS every single December, her portfolio was able to compound much faster, reaching a total of approximately $3,689,000. Meanwhile, John's portfolio, hampered by that constant tax drain, sits at just $2,039,000. By the end of that 30-year run, Mary's portfolio is worth roughly $1,650,000 more than John's. Let that sink in. The invisible thief didn't just take a few $1,000s a year, it took $1.5 million of John's retirement legacy. In the industry, we call the extra return you get from being smart with taxes tax alpha. Most people spend their lives trying to find a manager who can beat the market by 1%. That is incredibly hard to do and usually involves taking a lot of risk. But switching from a tax-inefficient mutual fund to an ETF can give you 1% or 2% in tax alpha with almost zero extra risk. It is the closest thing to a free lunch in the financial world. The death spiral paradox. If you thought 2021 was bad, 2022 gave us what I call the death spiral paradox. 2022 was a brutal year for the markets. Most investors saw their account values drop significantly. You'd think that if you're losing money, at least you wouldn't have to pay taxes, right? Wrong. In 2022, 42% of all actively managed mutual funds paid out capital gains distributions, despite the fact that the funds themselves were down for the year. Imagine the frustration. Your portfolio is down 15%. You're feeling the sting of a bear market, and then in December, your mutual fund hands you a tax bill for gains. How is that possible? It's that same plumbing problem. When the market started tanking in early 2022, panicking investors started pulling their money out of mutual funds. To pay them back, fund managers were forced to sell their most successful long-term holdings, stocks like Apple or Microsoft that they might have bought for pennies a decade ago. Even though the fund was losing money that year, those specific sales triggered massive realized gains. Institutional secrets, heartbeat trades. So, how do the big guys avoid this? Why don't the massive institutional ETFs seem to have this problem? They use a secret weapon called heartbeat trades. Now, don't let the technical name scare you. It's actually a very clever bit of financial engineering. An ETF manager can partner with a large financial institution known as an authorized participant to perform a massive temporary trade. The institution pumps billions of dollars into the ETF for just a day or two. This creates a spike on the chart that looks like a heartbeat on an EKG. During that window, the ETF manager uses the in-kind mechanism to wash out all the low-cost basis stocks that have the biggest potential tax bills. They hand those tax-heavy stocks to the institution and get back clean stocks in return. The institution doesn't mind because they have their own ways of balancing those taxes, and the ETF shareholders win because the tax debt of the fund has been legally wiped clean. This is why you can see an ETF like the SPDR S&P 500 go years without ever distributing a single penny in capital gains, even as the market hits all-time highs. They are literally washing the taxes away. The regulatory revolution. The good news for you is that the world is changing in your favor. For a long time, Vanguard held a special patent on a specific dual share class structure that allowed their mutual funds to be as tax efficient as ETFs. That patent was a huge competitive advantage, but it expired in May 2023. Now, the floodgates are opening. Companies like Fidelity, Schwab, and Dimensional are in a gold rush to convert their old, clunky mutual funds into ETFs. We are seeing a wave of mutual fund to ETF conversions. If you own a fund that goes through this, it's usually a massive win for you. The conversion is typically tax-free, and suddenly your tax-bleeding investment is wrapped in a protective ETF shield. But you can't just wait for the industry to fix itself. You need a defense plan today. If you are over 45, every dollar counts as you approach the red zone of retirement. Your first step is to look at asset location. This is different from asset allocation. Allocation is what you own. Location is where you keep it. High turnover, actively managed mutual funds are like tax vampires. They should never, ever be kept in a regular taxable brokerage account. If you love a specific mutual fund manager, keep that investment inside your IRA or 401k, where the distributions are shielded from the IRS. Your taxable brokerage account should be reserved for tax-efficient vehicles like broad market ETFs or municipal bond funds. Before you buy any fund, check its potential capital gains exposure, or PCGE. This is a percentage that tells you how much unrealized gain is sitting inside the fund just waiting to be triggered. If you see a fund with a PCGE of 30% or 40%, you are walking into a trap. You are essentially buying someone else's tax bill. And if you decide to switch from a mutual fund to an ETF, be careful of the wash sale rule. The IRS won't let you sell a fund at a loss to claim a tax deduction if you buy something substantially identical within 30 days. However, switching from an S&P 500 mutual fund to a total stock market ETF is usually different enough to avoid this trap while keeping your investment strategy exactly the same. At the end of the day, successful investing isn't about finding the hottest stock or timing the market perfectly. It's about controlling the controllables. You cannot control what the Federal Reserve does. You cannot control what happens in the global economy, but you can absolutely control the vehicle you choose to ride in. Think of your investment journey like a long cross-country drive. A mutual fund is like a car with a massive hole in the gas tank. You might be a great driver and you might have a powerful engine, but you're constantly losing fuel along the way. An ETF is a sealed, aerodynamic machine designed for efficiency. Over a few miles, it might not matter, but over the 30-year journey to retirement, that leak will leave you stranded miles short of your destination. The hidden tax drag is only hidden if you aren't looking for it. Now that you know where the invisible thief hides, you have the power to stop him. Take a look at your statements. Look for those December distributions. Calculate your own tax cost ratio, because the thousands of dollars you save today aren't just tax savings. They are the fuel for your future, the legacy for your children, and the security of your retirement. Stop paying for the lobster at the next table and start keeping what you've earned.